Hello, this is Craig, and this is another mindful video. The theme for this one is being comes first, doing comes second. So, I want to talk a little bit about being because we tend to just do. We wake up in the morning, we're thinking, we're like, I must do this, I must do that, I must plan this, I must plan that. And we're living in our thoughts. We're basically doing all the time. And although the doing is fine and we get things done, and sometimes doing is a good thing, being is your foundation. Being is where you have to start, because when you're being, you're more present, you're in the moment, you are not in your head, you're not judging or criticizing things. Sometimes we do things based on an emotion or a criticism. It's something that we don't like, so we want to fix it immediately, or there's a person that we want to confront or challenge, and that could be a doing. It's like, I'm going to have a word with this person. There could be other doings that we do that's based on habits or patterns or fear, things that create anxiety and create anger and create annoyance. We're doing those subconsciously. We're creating those emotions subconsciously. We're not consciously choosing to become anxious or angry, but it arrives because our being isn't full. We're not aware, we're not in our awareness enough. We're basically going on autopilot, doing this, doing that. We're sometimes not noticing how we're feeling, we're not noticing our emotions. We see stuff in the news, for example, and it can rattle us, and we're immediately sending social media posts about it, or we're gossiping to somebody about it. We're attacking things. We've entered a lower vibrational state. We've entered a place where underneath our doing, our action, is an emotion like frustration, anger, annoyance, upset, you know. So we come back to being because being is sitting with our feelings and our emotions and taking our time to pause and reflect upon these things and to ascertain what's the best course of action. What is the kindest, loving thing that one can do in this situation? So, to do that, you have to be free of your emotions. You have to be in a peaceful place, in a calm place. Anger can lead to a determination or a change in momentum, or to do something different, but we never act from a place of anger. We calm our anger first. We come to being first. Your being is your foundation for your whole life. And if you're practicing being, which is meditating or mindfulness, coming back to the present moment, mindfully drinking tea, mindfully eating, mindfully walking, mindfully driving, just being aware of what you're doing, why you're doing it, that is being. And so we need that context because otherwise we're running on autopilot, as I say, and we're not aware, and we're building these habits and we're building these patterns, often self sabotaging or destroying ourselves in the process, giving ourselves more suffering, unnecessarily so, believing in certain things and opinions and criticisms. And none of this is real. The reality is your being, your beingness, your existence is the reality. And so if you come back to the reality of now, the beingness of this moment, you help to settle and calm all the other stuff that's going on for you because all of that is thought and all of that is bringing up emotions. So if you're sitting there and you're quite emotional, or you're quite an emotional person, or you've labeled yourself as an emotional person, maybe you feel like you're angry all the time or you're anxious all the time, then you're not practicing your being. Your being is your foundation, as I say, it's your base. It's the ground of which you build upon. If you do not have being, um, if you're not aware of being, because obviously we are beings, we are here, everyone has being, but if you're not aware of it, then the ground you're building upon is quite shaky, and it's dependent upon your past, and it's dependent upon memory and imagination and judgment and suffering. So this video is here to remind you that if you're suffering, if you're trying to fix things from a suffering place, it's not going to work out very well. You're just going to create more suffering. The thing to do is to come into your being and alleviate the suffering, calm it, have peace in the moment, and then act from that stable place, from that calm place. And then you find that your actions following on from being are filled with more love and kindness and compassion. They're more able to look deeper at bigger pictures. They're more able to understand what other people are doing or what the situation is. There's more clarity and wisdom and insight than if you were just going off subconsciously redoing your patterning, redoing your conditioning. So that's what this video is about. And so just to finish, we are going to do some being, because being is your foundation, as I say. Everything must start with being. So putting being in your life is your first action. You could say you're doing being. So put it on your to-do list. It's more a to-be list. Can I be sitting? Can I be drinking? Can I be fully present for these things? Can I pay attention to these things? It increases your focus and your concentration and your awareness. And the more aware you are, the more you realize that your thoughts aren't really you, and all your problems aren't really you. And actually, there's a kinder, happier, loving way to deal with them, as opposed to using the same subconscious energy of anger, annoyance, frustration. You want to raise your vibration. That's what this is about. Being raises your vibration. It lets go of the heavier vibrational stuff. So, in that respect, just listen to my singing bowl just now. Here it is. Close your eyes. We're going to have a moment to be. That's not thinking, it's just listening. Let's just listen to this. And you can also take this moment to just observe your body sitting, watching this video. Just come into your body. Just feel the ground under your feet or the chair you're sitting on. Notice your breathing. Just have this moment. Notice if there's any tension in your body, any headiness, discomfort. Notice if your mind is racing, thinking, doing. Come back to the here and the now. What can you hear? How do you feel? The answers to this self-inquiry will inform you about what your actions are going to be. Am I doing this because I'm nervous? Am I going to do this because I'm feeling something? Am I going to do this because I'm bored and restless? Am I going to do this because I'm sad and lonely? Am I going to do this because I feel awful about myself? Am I going to do this because I feel worried about what others think of me? Do I need to do all of these things? Can I sit? Can I just rest for a while? Can I maybe just change something and look out the window, or just down my tools for a moment? Can I sit with myself and be kind to my feelings, my thoughts, my emotions? Because it's okay to feel sad, lonely, restless, bored, all the things I've just described. But if you can see that that is where you're at, then we don't act from those unstable places. We become stable. We sit. We sit with the lonely. We sit with the boredom. We sit with the restlessness until it changes. Beautifully, with the law of impermanence, everything is changing. So boredom doesn't stay. You just have to watch it. Just observe, All of this is observation, awareness. Awareness is being, and being is here, and here is now. So just be. And practice being. We just did a few moments just there. It doesn't have to be for very long, but daily practice of being is important, very important. It gives you that stable foundation, that base of which everything that you do from there on has more being applied to it, has more consciousness, has more awareness. You know why you're doing what you're doing. You're understanding yourself, you're observing yourself. And obviously, when you're in that place, you tend to choose a thing that's kinder to you, that's more peaceful to you and to others. It's like you're giving yourself space around your response, just a container for your response. You're not just immediately responding with an emotion. And in that way, you're not feeding your emotions, you're settling them. It also means your future will be less emotional, less problematic. Your being is your very foundation. So before you do, be. When you've done something, go back to being. Try and have being with you wherever you go. That's mindfulness. Be mindfully attentive. Be mindfully aware of what you're doing and why you're doing it. What are you hoping to get from what you're doing? If it's to kind of ease a fear, it's not going to work. But if you're being with the fear will ebb and it will leave you because you'll find you're actually okay. It's only the thoughts that are saying, I'm not okay, I need to do this, this, and this. You're okay. Just come back to yourself. Give yourself some love. Raise your vibration. Raise your vibration. So, listening to the sound of the bell is raising your vibration. So thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day, week, whatever it is you're doing, have being with it and notice the difference. So thanks very much. Lovely. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you again in another video. Bye just now.